Hello everybody and welcome back to Bobcat Farms. So we're still in July in Saxlingham. We've got the baling to get done and then we can get all of these bales picked up and moved over to our cow pen. At which time we'll start working the land down. We'll probably get the buster out again and we'll get all these fields done as best as we can, get them prepared nicely. And then we'll probably move on into June and then we can start into August, sorry, and then we can start drilling them. So we have got the Power Harrow as well. We want to try and make the fields as nice as we can physically make them. So we will go give that a pass over the field where we're picking the stones up in a minute, and then we'll set the buster going up in here, or if you like the flat lift, and then we can get this field prepared. But we will have a job of collecting all of these bales because I reckon there's going to be a fair few off here. So we will probably be jumping in the telehandler as well and getting some of these stacked up and onto the Bailey's trailer. We can then offload them over at the cow pen because that is where we're going to likely need them. Probably going to be quite a good supply in the fact that we shouldn't need many more anytime soon. So we've also... I don't think we've got any spraying to do because of the fact we've been preparing these fields very well. So that's a job off the list for us. I think it is literally we've just got to collect all of the bales up, get them moved across. Let's just have a look. Yeah, no, we are all clear. So he's collecting... Oh, gosh, target. Yeah, so he's collecting bales up, down... Collecting bales up. He is... collecting the stones up for us down yonder, so when we get to that field it should be ready to just chuck the Power Harrow on and we'll give it a quick whirl. But yeah, first of all we've got to get all of these bales picked up and moved. I mean, we could leave them in the field, but with the crops I think we're going to be putting something like wheat in here for the chickens anyway, so it might just be as worth us getting them cleared. I think we can drill that in September. So we've got a couple of months on this field. The field he's doing is going to be our canola field, so we will be on that nearly straight away next month, getting that done. August being there as well. I don't know if we will have sorghum to harvest, so it could be a fairly busy month when we move into August, but we'll have to wait and see. We're going to speed time up a bit because of the fact it's raining, and yeah, we want to get all these bales collected when it's not so wet. You can already see how many bales we've got. Quite a fair few. So it's going to take a bit of collecting for us. But we have got the nice fence, so it shouldn't be too bad. Right, so I'm going to get set to now. I'll quickly run up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. I'll get all these bales produced and then we'll get them all collected. Hopefully get them all on that low loader in one trip. It's possibly a two tripper. And then we'll get them over to the cow barn where we can break them up, blow them into the cow shed and use them as bedding. And then we'll have to get a manure spreader at some point, or get the BGA if there is one on this map. I haven't checked. I think there is, and we could just sell it and make money out of it opposed to fertilizing, but we'll have to see. We'll see what's the best option once we're there. But yeah, let me get cracked on and let's get baled. So we're getting through the bale stacking. So far we've got 8. We're trying to... I think we've got most of them from this... Oh no, there's a couple more up there. So yeah, it's going to take a while to get these all stacked. I believe that we're doing the stone pickings done now. That fent driver, he isn't going to be too far doing that flat lifting in that field for us. So we'll soon be able to move him on to the next one. Hopefully we can get him in this one as well, fairly soonish. But we're going to carry on collecting all of these bales up and getting them over to our cow pen. So we'll probably just hook them over there or stack them up. Probably stack them up when we get there, and we'll yeah, we'll make sure that they are readily available for when we need them. The only thing we are missing over there is a telehandler or some form of lifting equipment, because these bales are fairly heavy, 13,000 litres each. They do take a bit of lifting, so the Bobcat's doing it quite nicely. It's not struggling too much. But yeah, there's going to be plenty of bales on this trailer by the end of it. I'm hoping that the Unimog doesn't suffer with the same problem what the Bobcat did, where it picks the back end up, but it shouldn't do. That's why we got the front weight on it, to try and help balance that. But yeah, we're going to get carried on. It should hopefully not take too long. I am going to start strapping some of these, because I'm likely to knock them all off, and then I'll be really annoyed. But yeah, I'll carry on getting these stacked, getting these picked, and I'll move the Unimog around with us once we get closer. So the stone picker has done down here, so we're going to go take him quickly to the yard, get him emptied, and then what we'll do is we'll get him started in all of the little fields we are flat lifting now. We're getting there with the bale stacking. We're not a million miles away from getting done now, so that's still going on in the background. But we want to keep these workers going so that we're completely ready for next month. I say I'm going to hopefully bring the Power Harrow up here and have a go on this field in a minute, see if it does change anything, but we'll soon find out. So yeah, you think 33 miles an hour is quite fast for a tractor until you get on the Saxlingham map, and then it's such a long way, you forget, you just feel like it's not going anywhere, but yeah, 33 miles an hour is pretty fast. So as you can see, we've got 3,993 litres on board, so we will need to get this into the yard. Hopefully the debris crusher will accept it and we're not having to tip it on the floor. But if we've got to tip it on the floor, we've got to tip it on the floor. It's not the end of the world. The Bobcat can keep filling it up as and when it's required. So we're just passing the shop now, so we're not far away. I will quickly time lapse this and I'll see you at the yard when we tip it. So here we are, just pulling into the yard. So let's see if our debris crusher is going to take it all, or we're going to have to tip it on the floor. So I don't think we've topped it up too much. So I'm hoping, I think the last load we've been tipping on the floor. But it would be nice to get it all empty, so it has plenty of working time. Now sometimes it lets you tip straight in. There we go. Just finding the right spot. So let's find out if we can get it all emptied. We'll move those eggs out the trigger as well, because we want to make sure that we get as many eggs as we can a day while we're working. Ah, so it did take the whole lot. So that is even better. So let's just get these out of the trigger for now, so that it can carry on making us eggs. Food wise, they've got 38,000 litres, so they're all well stuffed. We will be using some of the sorghum up here as well, but at least our stone picker's empty. But yeah, this is all of the line we've made so far, so got 9 pallets there, so we're not doing too badly. We'll get that filled. We'll get the lime spreader filled up after we finish the land work, and we'll get him spreading lime on all the fields so that they're all ready and as best as they can be. But we're going to set him up now into this field here. It's only a small one. I wouldn't imagine it's going to take him too long to get done. I have just seen we've got these bales out of storage, so I'm just going to put them back in. We might end up putting some of these bales into storage down here because where are we? As you can see, we're not going to get too many more on before we're completely full, so it might be worth chucking some straight in the yard, but we'll try and load up as many as we can to take down to the cow pen, because like I say, that's where we're going to need them. And if it starts producing milk on a great scale, we might even get some more cows. So yeah, I'm going to get back on with this. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to get the rest of them picked up, and then we can get this field busted, stone picked, and then we can get on with some power harrowing once we've moved it over to the cows. And I will check that they're fed up. We can always use their massy to just top the food up down there and keep them well fed. Right, so here we are. We've got all of the bales in, so we did bring them all in the end, and we've got quite a few. So just stacked them up down the side of the manure pit, and we will be using them in our chopper here, and we can be using them for bedding. So we're just going to pull this out of the way. I'm going to grab the Massey Ferguson, and we're going to start filling. We're going to take the bale in there. We're going to just check they got bedding. Then we will go and get some food if the trailer's empty, and then we can make sure they're all sorted before we leave. We have still got to collect the grass from next door field, but obviously we've got nowhere to put it at the moment unless we build another pit. So we might have to build another pit to take it, or we just hang on to it for a while and we wait until all of this silage is gone and then we can feed them like that. But yeah, I thought we'd get some bedding done, and we'll just check that they're all fed up nicely. So it looks like they've taken quite a bit of straw. I did load this up last time, I think, with 3 bales, so plenty of straw to be going at until they're full again. I was actually surprised at that empty. I only thought it was going to take a little bit. Get some over here as well. I think you can adjust the nozzle on that. Sorry, my farm stick still playing up. Is that it? Oh, we're out of straw. But yeah, I was surprised how much that took actually. Let's just go check on the status of it. So here we are, straw 20,000 litres. So yeah, it must have been fairly empty. So they've got the meadow, but we can get some more silage in there and get them on to 80%. I mean, to be fair, if we did a hay field and we baled some hay, we could make total mixed rations if we really wanted, but I wouldn't mix it in a mixer. I think I would put it in a factory, because it is much easier than messing around with the mixers. We can just put all the materials in it requires, and then it would just make it as and when, and we could just go pick it up with a trailer. Oh, so we have actually got some silage left in there, so that's even better. Let's get that tipped, and we can go fill this up now. So we'll see how that pit looks after we've got it filled up. If it's empty, then we know we can go, and the trouble is we'll have our trailer full. So either way, we're probably going to be leaving that grass on the ground for now, until we're ready for it. So I could build another pit, but to be fair, if I cut both fields at once and we get all of it compacted in one day, might be the better way of doing it. So is that going to work there, or do we need to move it? Let's find out. So let's start its engine. So it should clear this area out. So yeah, we might actually be able to fill the pit, but we haven't got a trailer now because we've put it all in our pickup trailer. But like I say, it's not the end of the world. That's all ready to go, but we can cut this, get this ready next month, and if the cows eat all this food, then at least we know we can fill this pit right up, and they should last 1 month at least. Right, I think that is all full. So let's go feed the cows. And both of our workers are finished, so we'll take the Unimog back over there, and at least we can move everyone around one field, and then, let's say, we'll get cracked on with the probably pinch the fen, and we might just do some power harrowing, and then we'll have to do the stone picking after we've busted the last field up. So let's get us backed in here. And let's get that tipped. Yes, I didn't think that'd take too much, but leave the tractor on it, and it's all good. So yeah, I think we're gonna pinch the fen to run the power harrow. So we'll drop this off in the next field. Might leave the Vulture just to do stone pick this field, and then if we get done, or what we do doesn't make a difference, then we'll come back and we'll reconfigure what we're doing. So we'll get this out this field. Got to get the telehandler out of that field as well. I'm hoping I haven't missed any bales, so we're dropping that off. Just going to move him along for the time being to go pick field next door up. Get him stone picking, and we'll go pick up our power harrow after we've taken this back to the yard. I don't want to leave vehicles everywhere, because otherwise I go, where's that, and it'll be halfway across the map. So let me get this dropped off, and then we'll go pick up that power harrow. Let's see if this power harrow does anything. So it should be knocking over the ploughing, but when you do the stone picking, it seems to already make a nice finish. So I don't know if it's doing much. It is changing the texture, so let's give this field a go, and then we'll have a look and see. Let's just readjust that. Let's put it into steering assist. There we go. And let's just see if that does anything to our field. So fairly slow, but that's to be expected from a bit of power harrowing. So it's not showing. Oh, there we go. It's saying it's putting a seed bed in there, so we're going from cultivated to seed bed from ploughed. So we are doing something. So we'll give it a go, and we'll see if it improves the yield out of this field. We should see from the yield map how well it does. It should give us the texture and the colour to see if it has really changed anything. So we've got this beautiful big power harrow, 6 miles an hour, so carrying a nice bit of mode in front of it. So it is churning up the ground and breaking all those big lumps up in that mode, and then it smashes them up. But it'll drag all the surface off, and it'll smash them all up, and then it'll go through the back nice and flat, roller, compact it. So it's basically just a big hammer for big lumps of mud. Basically smashes them up, and then it comes out the back end all smooth, and then it rolls it nice and flat. So we'll give it a go, or we'll do a bit of power harrowing, and we'll see once we drill it next month if the yield is any better and if it's worth doing. So we've just had to return to the yard because the fence run out of diesel, so we're going to go get an IBC in the back of this, and then we can carry on with our power harrowing. So it is going quite well. It's a bit slow, but we are getting there. It's probably going to use quite a bit of diesel by the looks of it, so just going to nip. I'm going to get 1,000 litre IBC, and then at least we've got it in case we run out again a bit later on. But I think we're about halfway across the field now. We can always go and check. So as you can see, we start off ploughed, we stone pick it to go to cultivating, and then we get the seed bed done once with power harrow. So yeah, we're about halfway now, so we're not doing too badly at all. Just run out a bit of the diesel. I thought it was going to happen, but I didn't know how long we had. Turned out not very long. So we'll get 1,000 litres of diesel picked up, and then at least we've got it with us, and we can keep it in the yard for it in case this happens again. It's not the end of the world. So let's get a IBC of diesel. 1,250 quid. I think it's still cheaper than the pump. Not cheap, but it's cheaper than the pump. Red diesel has really gone up these days. There we go. 1,000 litres of diesel in the back of the Mog. And we'll run this down to our fent now. And then we can at least get it all fueled up, and then we can carry on with our power harrowing. And then that should be ready for next month to be drilled with canola. So yeah, and then we can prepare the big field over there with some wheat or barley, and then we can really but I think we'll be concentrating on the big sorghum harvest as well, because we've got 2 massive fields of sorghum to do in the meantime as well. So there'll be quite a lot coming out of there. Half of it will be going to the flour mill, and then half of it I think we'll be storing to keep the chickens fed. But if the chickens don't need it or don't use it, we'll keep putting it through the flour mill and get it as best as possible, well, as much flour as possible, and then I think we'll be able to start making our cakes there or thereabouts. So we're just waiting on the milk as well, but that can't be too much longer before that is producing for us. So let's see if we can fill it up from there. Get her struck up. And that should, I would imagine that's used quite a bit of diesel out of that 1,000 litres. We will have a quick look in a second. Let's, yeah. We've only got 260 litres left out of the 1,000 litres. So she's fairly thirsty, the old Fent is. But that size Power Harrow, hardly surprising. So we'll just drop this off down here. Turn her off. And we'll jump back in our Fent. And we can carry on now with some Power Harrow. So not much left to do. We should get it all done in this next section. But we'll keep an eye on that diesel and we can see how thirsty the old Fent is. So there we are, our first field is all Power Harrowed. So it is now ready to be drilled. So we're just going to fill up with diesel. It used just under a quarter to do that last bit, so I was just getting it all full in case it used all of the remaining diesel. So we'll head this back to the yard now. It could even start Power Harrowing the two littler fields. They are ready to go, so we could get him on doing that for us, and then we'll run the Unimog back, and I think we'll need to empty the stone picking machine again, because it's pretty full before it does that big field. At the moment the Vulture is just flat lifting it, getting it ready, and then we'll get the stones picked up and it'll be ready to go. We've just got the two little ones to Power Harrow and they are ready. So I'm hoping it doesn't rain in the next few days and ruin all the hard work we've done, but that's the weather for you, isn't it? But it is quite a nice rig, this. It does chomp through some diesel, so the Fent does need a repair as well, because I did notice the spanner bar was quite low, and we've had this tractor from new, and it's done 26.8 hours, so she's getting high on the old hours. A very good tractor, to be fair. It pretty much does every job you need it to do on the farm without having to buy a crawler or anything silly like that, because you don't want to be dragging a crawler up and down the road miles and miles. They're not the comfiest things in the world. So let's get it repaired. It's £16,000. Yeah, she's not cheap. She's not cheap to keep running this thing. So it might be soon time to upgrade, or I say upgrade, I don't think there's anything with much more power, but we might need a tractor that we can have to do some of the big work, so we're not killing the servicing on this, because now it's getting on a bit. The servicing, it starts to require it a bit more. Obviously, as the tractor wears on, parts start wearing out, so you've got to buy new stuff. I never checked the tyre condition, to be fair, but the latest update, it does actually tell you when your tyres are ready or need renewing, or it tells you when you get to 80% as well, so it's a fairly good little feature, that is. So you don't forget that you need to replace the tyres on certain vehicles. But here it is, so we're going to get him set off in this field now. Get a worker on that. He's still busting that field for us, as you can see. So we're going to bring the Unimog back. So we've got 166 litres of diesel. So out of 1,000, we've got 166 left after filling that Fent up. So it shows you how big the tank is on the old Fent. Yeah, quite greedy, to be fair. We'll get this back to the yard. Might actually go pick the stone picker up with this, and I'll get it ready to be tipped into our debris crusher, and then if it'll take it, it'll take it. If not, we'll tip it on the floor, and then it's ready to do field 8. Right, so I've just been looking at the manure we've got. We've got quite a bit now kicking around. So what I was going to do in this menu here is just see if there's a... which I don't think there is. I don't think there is a biomass plant. So it would be probably an idea for us to either spread it on the fields or sell it. So what have we got in there? I think it's 59,000 litres. And then off the old shed, I think we've got quite a bit, which... now I regret selling because I think it might have worked. I just put the wrong age of cows in. So we've got 61,000 litres in here as well. So there's quite a lot of manure to be spread on this farm. So just having a look in the cell, there is a slurry tanker and a digest. It'd be quite nice to turn it into digest and electric, so we're getting paid for it, and then we can use the digest to fert the fields. I think that might be the better way of doing it. We'll just have a look at spreaders, because at least we can just get away with a slurry spreader, and then we can put digest in it and the slurry. So where are we? Manure spreader. Otherwise we've got to buy something like this. I mean, 51,000 is not too bad. It's probably one of the cheaper ones of doing it. 156. Yeah, do you know what? That is quite a cheap one. Got these, but they don't hold 9,000 litres. We'll be back and forth, and because our fields are a bit further away than I would care to think, it would be a lot of travelling. So you want something fair, decent size. Now, this is £435,000, and it's a small biomass plant, so we could put it somewhere like that and have a biomass plant going. It might be a way, because we'll get paid for the electric and stuff it makes, and then we get the digest off it. It might even be worth having it somewhere closer to where we are. Now there is this, which I thought was the biomass plant, or the BGA. So I'm wondering, let's have a look on the map. Let's go over there, because if it already is part of the deal, so that's our dairy. So this land's £1 million. Now I'm pretty sure that would come with this. and it's got silage pits on it as well. So we could have a grass field up this end, fill it up from here, bring manure down here and take silage back. But we need £1 million to buy the site. This might be worth aiming for, and then we can turn our products into, you know, electric and digest. We'll get paid for it, and we can spread the fertiliser on the fields that are close to us. So this might be our next big investment, but it is £1 million, just over, which isn't out of the way. I mean, once we do the sugar cane, we'd probably get that anyway. So we could get the money from there. We have all the products going on, so we could get the money from that way. And yeah, I was just having a look at our soil sample, our field. So we're 99% good. So we are really looking after these fields to get it as high as that. This grass field we do need to do some work in. This is the one we forgot to roll, so the score's a bit lower for that one. I think that's what's up with it. Let's pull up its... does it tell us? Economic analyst. Yeah, I think it's just because we forgot to roll it. But yeah, no, we'll get that score up. So yeah, I think that is probably our plan for the future, is to buy this. We should be able to raise the money, and then it will make us money, so it'll pay itself back. We can use the digest to fertilise the fields. We've got the slurry there as well. We've got the manure, so we could turn it all into here, get one slurry tanker and cart it back and forth. So I think it might be the way we go. So as you can see, Fence doing Power Harrowing, and we've got the Voltra doing some busting for us. So I think we're going to leave it there today, guys. We've done some different things. We've got the Power Harrow out of the shed. We've managed to get all the bales up. We've got the baling done. We've fed our cows. We've got the straw in there. And I think we've come up with a plan what we're going to do with the waste product from the cow. Going to get that BGA next time, hopefully. But if that sorghum's ready and we've got all of our crops to sell, so I could see there's a lot of jam there. We'll have cereal to sell. We've got those eggs to sell. I think we could nearly raise the money, and that could be a possibility for us. So stay tuned and subscribe and hit that magical bell button, and you might see us buying it next time. So bye for now.